making its way into. He told me he did see what appeared to be the development of an anvil cloud, of course, a very large severe thunderstorm developing in parts. And we're also getting some other information here. Let me read this off. A tornado watch has now been issued until 1 a.m. Now, this is just a tornado watch for the following counties within our viewing area, talking about Lackawanna, Monroe, Pike, and Wayne. So we've gone throughout the day today with severe thunderstorm watches in effect. You know, we started off the day dealing with cloudy conditions and just some light rain showers. As soon as that sun came out, that, of course, fueled the fire to this atmosphere. That's why severe thunderstorm watches have been issued across parts of the northern tier areas. And then we're also talking about now the development of tornado watches in eastern parts of the viewing area, specifically Monroe, Pike, as well as Lackawanna. But getting back to where we are right now, a tornado warning is in effect for southeastern parts of Susquehanna County, far northeastern Lackawanna County, as well as central and southern parts of Wayne County. If you're in any of those areas, please move indoors as soon as possible. Now, I'd like to go out. I believe we have Chief Meteorologist Tom Clark on the phone. I don't know if you can hear me, Tom. We're dealing with a tornado. It looks to be to the south of you. Wondering, first of all, if you can hear me, and secondly, what you see from your position out there in northern Susquehanna County.
Good evening, Ryan. Loud and clear up here. We are in Susquehanna, and we got pounded up here by a thunderstorm that came right over the fairgrounds here, and it poured. We've had some flooding downpours, some gusty winds, and a lot of lightning and thunder. The worst is over now, but there was no evidence of any strong winds up here to cause any damage, just some brief flooding downpours and a couple of cracks of lightning that were very close to where we are set up here. But right now it is not raining. I hear a lot of thunder down to the south, toward the southern part of Schuylkill County, or Susquehanna County, where that tornado warning is still in effect. But it seems, Ryan, that the worst is over up here now, and as far as I can tell, no damage.
Yeah, Tom, from what I see, you know, we have real-time Doppler radar up now on the screen for our viewers. It does seem like the rain has basically started to wrap up for the time being up where you are located. Good to hear that you didn't have any damage, but it looks like the center of this storm, the guts, the meat, if you will, has moved down toward parts of Uniondale in the southeastern part of the county, just now crossing into Wayne County. And I know you were around for the tornado warnings earlier in the week when we had them in Wayne County as well. So definitely a tough week for those folks out there. But again, we want to remind our viewers that nothing has been confirmed or seen. And of course, Tom Clark, like you said, not seeing much up there, right?
Yeah, still, Ryan, the sky looks a bit ominous, but the worst is south of where we are here in the borough of Susquehanna. But I look up to the upwind, up to the west. There's still some pretty dark, menacing-looking clouds, so we may not be completely out of the woods yet as more storms could be forming upwind. But right now, as you can see on the radar, you know, the worst is over up here for the moment.
Yeah, it definitely looks like that's the situation from northern Susquehanna County, and a lot of plans out there for the folks with Gojo coming into town. But definitely our attention now has shifted further to the south and east in southeast parts of Susquehanna County, talking about Uniondale. You see it on the map. If you are in Uniondale, if you are watching us, please take cover immediately. We are talking about a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. That is why tornado warnings have been issued for southeastern parts of Susquehanna County, as well as northeastern Lackawanna County and eastern parts of Wayne County. This is all until 6:15 this afternoon. So we're looking at carrying this on through the next 15 minutes, and then we will reevaluate the situation with the National Weather Service, who issues these warnings, and determine if this needs to be carried on. Now, Tom, I know you can't see the radar from where you are, but we did have a little bit of a hook echoing developing on the radar. That seems to have gone away, but as I was telling the viewers, these things can come and go. You know, these tornadoes, obviously, for one thing, don't typically last very long, but they can come down and head right back up in a very short amount of time. Is that correct?
Absolutely, and the Doppler radar indicating the rotation in these thunderstorms, which warranted the tornado warning. And viewers should know that these storms are moving in from just north of west, kind of moving northwest to southeast, kind of oriented the way that tornado warning box is drawn out. So severe weather approaching from the northwest, it appears, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. It seemed earlier in the day it was moving from west to east. It now seems to be shifting. Those right-turning storms can often be the most dangerous, and that's what we're seeing here on real-time Doppler radar. I want to pull back out and show you Doppler 2. In the larger view, you can see how these storms were originally heading eastward. We're still north of Hawley, but take a look at all the lightning detection that we have on this radar screen, showing you how many lightning bolts are out there. But as we take it out to Doppler 2 to show you the radar there, you can see the rain associated with the storm system is centrally located in Wayne County. It does look like another little system may be making its way across northwestern parts of Susquehanna County, much smaller by comparison to its brother, if you will, across central parts of Wayne County. At this point, the tornado warnings that you see here on this graphic are in red. Wayne County, specifically central, and now I would say more likely southeastern parts of Wayne County are under the gun into Pike County, as well as our friends and neighbors over there in Sullivan County, New York. These are the three counties that are under the gun at this point. You even see that red box, the tinted box there, indicative of a tornado watch that is up for parts of our viewing area, and that stretches back into, of course, Lackawanna County. Susquehanna and Lackawanna County at this point are no longer under tornado warnings. The red is where we are under tornado warnings at this point, the light red box indicative of any tornado watches out there. We also want to show you a pretty important point here, showing you the temperatures and just how hot it has gotten here over the past several hours. You remember we started off the day, at least in northern parts of the viewing area, with just some light rain and cloudy skies. Now, as we moved throughout the afternoon, we picked up the heat and humidity as the sun came out, and that has really sent our temperatures skyward. Near 91 degrees in Allentown. Scranton was in the 60s throughout the noontime hour this afternoon. Now we're up to near 90 degrees there as well. So it shows you the soupiness, the heat and humidity in this atmosphere and what it's doing to the weather system. And this is, of course, why we have the development of some of these thunderstorms. Also have a warm front in the area, and that's, of course, not helping matters either as these storms spin off of that warm front and make their way down into central parts of Wayne County at this hour. And that is where the centrally located part of this storm is, in central Wayne County. If you're watching us, if you're just tuning in, tornado warning for you folks until 6:45. We're also talking about north central Pike County having a tornado warning until 6:45. That is expected. There is no rain falling in Pike County at this point, but it is heading your way with heavy rain as well as a large hail, the potential for large hail. But the good news is no tornado has been spotted yet. We've been in touch with the communication centers out there across the counties. We have not heard much other than trees down in parts of New Milford, and that's in north central Susquehanna County. But Uniondale, I know it came through there, and you folks probably dealt with some pretty heavy rainfall and some vivid lightning. But at this point, it seems things have shifted further into Wayne County. They're under the gun right now, and we go back to the radar to show you real-time Doppler radar here in a second and try and pinpoint exactly where this storm is. I'm going to bring us back out here and send us back in to try and center ourselves right over top of this storm and get a better look at what we're looking at here with regard to the intensity of the storm itself. We zoom on in on parts of central Wayne County, and this is again what we're looking at. Tom, we head back out to you, and I got to tell you, we're not exactly looking at anything in the way of weakening with this storm. It's a pretty interesting sight we're witnessing here in the Weather Tracker Center.
Yeah, excellent job there, Ryan. And on my iPhone, I am able to see the live radar scan right here. I can see the shape of that cell over Wayne County. One thing to keep in mind, if you're going to get any kind of a twister on a severe thunderstorm, it more likely would develop on the southern edge of the storm. And so I'm thinking, I wonder if the greatest risk is down toward Hawley and even toward the northern shores of Lake Wallenpaupack, the way that storm is situated right over central Wayne County. But, I mean, I do see a lot of red in there. I don't see any hook echoes, but I just wonder if along the southern edge of that cell is where the most dangerous part of the storm is at this point.
Yeah, definitely, Tom, I see that as well on the radar, and those are the folks that need to be aware of what is going on over the next few minutes here. Honesdale, Hawley, and central parts of Wayne County is definitely where the biggest threat is at this point. But you're in the clear up there in northern Susquehanna County, right?
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I see more